look at it later. It doesn't matter. Like, the whole concept is how to get the idea and present it to the computer. If you don't know the formula, you can find someone who knows how to do the calculation. If he's explained, you just multiply this by this, you just put it there and you are done. Like, for example, I have a function or like a formula that calculates tax. I don't know anything in it, but it works.
You just get the formula.
Someone knows how to do the calculation. He told me you need this, add this, deduct this, take out snight of this percentage. So I just follow that step, and that's it. If you input your everything, it will calculate your, like, whatever you have to get, you will get it. So the important thing is the idea, how to communicate what the person wants with the computer. So let's open the program again. The C++. And then we go to File, New. And then source file. You've been able to open it.
Yeah.
So what should be the first person, like the first thing that should come to your mind? The keyboard. You need to get the keyboard to make the keyboard, and then the
IO
screen. Yeah. So you say hash include IO stream. Then the second one is those other files you've been using. Using namespace std, then telling the computer exactly where to start.
Namespace. There was something we did there. Using namespace.
Standard std. The sexually transmitted diseases.
And then we have the next one will be there.
Telling the computer exactly where to start. Int main. Then you open brackets, you close curly brackets. So now you drag the other one down, and now in between it can go down to wherever you want it to.
In between everything,
you are not coming to write
the question,
everything you want to.
The question
no, that one we know it already.
So the solution is
what we are going to look at now. The solution now.
And on the first one is a sun. That is there. It was in area on, then full stop, then int. Full stop, then int.
So let's see this. From calling the keyboard, right, getting those additional files, the std, the namespace, and then the int main, these three things, whichever application you will be doing or whichever thing you will be doing for this training, you will need these three. That's the key framework. This is the key structure. So if sometimes there are other things, if you need, you will have to include more things. But this is the basic. For example, if math, you have to work with calculus, you have to work with vectors, there are more resources you have to tell the computer to bring on board before you can solve those things. But these are the basic structure for calculating what we want to do. So you need to take note of these things.
Naming the same something.
We just give, first of all, what do we say int A, right? That's for the area. Let's see something here. Int A, int B, int P. Now, if you type these things and I come to pick your machine, hardly will I know what those things mean. The A, the B. So let's try to use something that is understandable.
So you can say int area.
Area. You see, so just instead of int A, you say int area, comma, and then int length, right? So instead of the L, so you say length, then you say int then breadth. I just hope my spelling is right. And then int, instead of the P, then you say int parameter. So these ones make sense.
Now you see that area. After you have brought the int something, you say area is equal to
whatever the area formula is. So then the area is equal to the length, right? Or 2 times length.
length times breadth.
The area is length times breadth. Okay, yeah. It's the parameter that is twice of the length and twice of the breadth. And then then now you display.
We added the values.
We gave values. That is perfect. So after writing the formula, then you assign values. So let's say length is equal to, let's say 100. Breadth is equal to 10, so that you know exactly what we need. A calculation we can easily verify. So we now display results. Then we say cout area.
The length as 30.
Okay, you can use any value you want.
But if we are using the same, we can actually trace which one is from which one is. We use 30, 50 now.
30. I use length 100, breadth 10. Okay, so run and let's see. Now let's display.
We set. Okay. C count, C out, right?
Yeah.
C out.
Yeah, see out. Your funnel. Yeah.
Frame.
Yeah, 2 of them. Then whatever you want to display.
That is area.
Yeah, you want to display area, so you type area.
And full stop, right?
Every sentence you write, and those things are there. If only what you have written makes complete sense. That means let's print one first. If that one works, then we add the second. So
that's me to see.
yes, and don't forget it has to be in a quote. If you are saving, just to be sure that
So I'll say
the
new
computer
practice.
will not add any baller to it.
Say new practice.
Length was not declared. That means you've used some word you didn't initially tell the computer. This is what is this saying?
See, length was not
Length.
declared in those
On line 6.
line 6 here.
Sometimes they do get it wrong. Yeah, this is line 6. It's about breadth, so length. Check if there's the same spelling we are using here. The spelling for this.
Maybe I can see.
Okay, you see, sometimes, yeah, you can copy and replace to be sure you are using. Your screen is very reflective. Yeah, but you use for the. But it's okay this way for you.
Yes.
Okay, so this is very clear. So compile and run again, and let's see what it says. Length.
The same message.
The same message. It's only trying to help us to see where problems are, but it's not always that it gets it wrong. Right. This one, for example, if I look at, I can understand it's not telling us the right message. It should have tell you on line 9 you didn't bring full stop. You see,
The line 9 that is full stop.
line 9 there's no full stop.
Yeah. Okay. And then okay,
Line 10 there is no full stop. Line 11 no full stop. Line 12 no full stop.
It's not that happened.
So it's not smart that way. That sometimes you have to struggle and get your own errors. Okay, so now it's saying
It's saying, what's it? 1 expected
this
before
int main, int area, int breadth, int this. Okay, there too there's supposed to be full stop. So
streaming.
that one doesn't have full stop.
So
No. Okay, now we realize it's saying something else. So
length was not declared in this code.
the length was not declared. Int length. Length is got 100. Int length. This length, int length. No. This one. You know what? This one. Cut from here to here. Cut them.
This, I take it off.
Yeah, just cut. You paste it back, but you just cut it
And then here.
from the last one. Oh yeah, display up to the parameter.
And from here.
From there, yeah. So cut everything there. It's highlighted. No, just it's highlighted. So cut. So just run this. And let's see if there will be error. Don't bring this. What you've cut, you have it already. So just run this small one and let's see.
It was not
correct.
So this is not the correct.
No, undo. This is typical example. You see, this length begins with small letter. You realize?
Yeah.
That was what I was saying first. If you tell computer this is capital L and later you're using small l, you are saying something different.
Okay. I think the result has come.
Okay.
Like here I had 0.
Yes, you have 0.
Did you also have 0?
I had 0 initially.
How can 100 times 10
give you 0? So it's very interesting working with computer.
This one will be giving headache.
That's why I say I don't know these people like doctors. I'm sure their all work will also involve a lot of thinking. But what I've seen with working with computer, you really have to think. Do you know what is happening? After declaring the variable stock there, we say length is equal to what? Breadth is equal to what? We've done all that, right? Then we did the formulas. We said length is equal to area is equal to length times breadth. We said parameter is equal to 2 times length and then plus 2 times breadth. Now you see, we've written the formula and told the computer to calculate the area, but afterwards we are not going to give it values. Does it make sense?
So the values must
come first.
Initially I did something and you spoke about it, arrangement.
That one is just variable declaration, but if you are assigning values, you have to give the value first before you come and work with.
So it should come before the formula.
Before the formulas. The length is equal to 100 before breadth is equal to 100. That should come before you do area is equal to what, breadth is equal to what.
So this, you bring length is equal after parameter.
They have some assignment you have to do.
So you bring the values.
Yeah.
And then after the values, you
before
then bring the
if
formulas.
there is calculations you have to do.
After the formulas, you then bring the calculations.
So that is the only change we've done now. Moving this one up. So run and see the answer you will get.
1,000.
You are now getting sense. And then move it down again and see you get a 0. Now the same thing. Move the assignment.
That is,
move them up right after the int main.
Okay.
Take them to right after the int main.
That is the length equals to 100.
And then breadth is equal to 100.
So if I cut,
move them up
to,
that should be the first sentence right after the int main. Right after the int main.
So that means after using.
After, no, not the after using. After the int main. Yes. So go down. I paste them there. Run it. Or if you don't run, what do you think will happen?
It will give us the same results.
Okay, let's see.
0.
Let's see. This time it shouldn't run.
Okay.
If not, tell the computer what length is. You cannot tell him what length it, and you are using length.
Okay.
So you have to declare length first before you can assign values to the length. Before you can use that to make
like
calculation.
You provide the variables before.
Yes, you provide the variables.
What is it?
You assign values.
You assign the values
before you can do any calculation you want to do. Then you do your display. Okay, so now let's replace the display, the area, and then display parameter.
That is count instead of area.
I just put the parameter.
Problem coming. You say I like typing that style, typing style. I don't want to use type raw. We go here now. We go fear. I fit now too. Parameter was not decoded, so let me check the spelling in this code.
You spell it parameter. The M instead of E, you made it A. You see, you've gotten 220. So if there is any other calculation you want to do about, okay, like display L square, let's see. Instead of parameter, display L square.
Display length.
Yeah.
Times 2.
Yeah, or length times length, whichever way you want to use it. No, length square is not the same as length times 2.
Length square, that is length times itself.
Yeah, it's different from length times 2.
Yes.
But 8 times 8 square is 64, 8 times 8, but 8 times 2 is 16. So display that one too, and let's see. Let me and
10,000
and verify and see if it's right. Is the 10,000 correct? Yeah, that is 100 times 100. That's 10,000. Let's display breadth square. You should get 100. Now let's display 20% of the breadth. Let's display 20% of the
times 0.2.
Yeah, you can try your answers and see. Breadth 20%, eh?
Yes.
So 20%, that's 0.2. You said it right, or like 100 over this.
It's 2.
20% of 100. 20% of
breadth.
Okay, breadth. Okay, yeah,
is,
yeah.
Same.
20% is 2. That is right. That's right. Now let's 25%.
20% of 10. Now what's the same?
I think I had to. Okay, let's see 20% of
20% of the length, 20% of the area.
Okay, 20% of the area. So
it is equals to length times length times 0.2. Left breadth times length times 0.2.
Yeah.
That's 200.
I got 200 too. Now instead of typing the length times breadth times 2. You know, you've calculated area already and put it in the area variable.
So that the answers, are they being saved?
These ones we have been doing. No, because there's no database.
Close them out.
Yes. All what we have been doing is going waste. If you close this answer is gone. We are not saving it anywhere. So check this one out. The area, instead of times writing breadth times length, you know, you've already calculated the length and putting it in the area variable. You've calculated the area already, so you can just put this one here in place of the length and breadth.
Okay, so like
so
I've understood.
You get this? You've already calculated 200.
We've already provided the formula
for area, so you just those things. Now let's go. The length. Let's change the length to 0.5. The value for length, instead of 100, let's make it 0.5. Good. And then let's run again. Should give you 0. Which one are you displaying?
I'm displaying area.
Okay, let's just display area, just to follow what we are doing. Now let's make the breadth. Okay, let's leave the length 100. Make length 100 and then breadth 0.5. So let's calculate the area. Why 0? Just look at what we've done right here.
I did not calculate area.
Okay, so just area. So just area. Whatever you will do, the 0 will come. You can't skip it. Whatever you calculate, the 0 will come.
Actually, you're supposed to give us
50.
How is it?
This one, it can take you 3 years. You'll never know why the computer is giving you 0 instead of 50%. Like instead of the 50.
Is it because this one is in decimals?
Good. Because the value is now decimal,
You know,
and we said breadth is integer. So anything less than 1 is set at 0.
Okay.
And so your 0.5 is set at 0.
There's no decimals in integer.
If you are working with integer, there is no decimal. If it's 10.5, it will throw the 0.5 away and only be working with 10. If it's 1,000,000.9, it will throw the 0.9 away, be working with only 1 million. So if you make the 100.5, it will only be working with 100, not your 0.5. So what we have to do is to change the int to double
Not a break.
the breadth, yes, to double, and then run. It should still give, no, I think you now have the 50. Is it actually supposed to? Okay, now make the 100, make it 100.5 and run.
You still give us 50.
It's supposed to be 50.
Yes.
Or actually be 50.
Because we define the length as integer.
As integer. So the 100, the 0.5 will be thrown away. Perfect. So let's make the length to double.
Then that one gets 0.
No, you will not get 0. Why should you get 0? We are now making the length double so that it can handle the decimal part. Now let's run it.
50.
Is the answer supposed to be 50?
No.
So why is it 50?
Hasn't it converted it to the nearest egg?
No, we've not told you to do any conversion. We've not told you to do any conversion. there are ways to do conversion. If you want him to convert it to the nearest figure. Is it?
What are the reasons?
The reason is the length is double, alright, which means it can accept decimal numbers. The breadth is double, alright, which means it can accept decimal. So in the computer's memory, there is a space created for decimal, there is a space created for decimal. But the final place we are going to put the answer, it's not decimal. So it's when it's going to do the calculation, get the answer, alright. But when it's going to put it in the answer variable, that answer variable is integer. So it will throw the decimal part away. So that means you have to change the area to double. Good. So these things, you can be working with some formulas. You take calculator, the calculator will tell you this, your program will be saying something different. If you are not careful, you will never understand why.
So right now, how do you keep the two? Say you can calculate for area in okay, the answer is normal. So using integer is supposed to be done so that we'll be able to handle the decimal points aspect. I had wanted to find out if we can keep like it both integer and then like give variables, say int area, double area.
No, the answer will always be 1. If it's decimal, that's why you want it to be decimal. Now, for example, this one you've done. Remove the decimal part and just
sending a message, man. The menu was cool.
So they remove the decimal part from the figures. No, the figures. And they make this one, let's say 10.
Now you get area of 10, that is 1,000.
And this is 10, so the answer should be 1,000. And they make the 10.5.
That is 1050.
So that is correct. Good. So if you make it double and then your values are integers, it still works fine. You understand?
If you make it integer
and
you
the variables
you
you
don't have
created.
access to decimal answers.
Yes.
Like if you make it double, you have both
access to integer.
both integer and
yes.
Okay.
Yes. There is this concept called narrowing conversion and the widening conversion.
So this the double is the widening.
So if you are doing that conversion, it's like you don't lose any data. But if you are doing narrowing conversion, you lose data. That is where we were trying to push double into integer. So we were losing the decimal parts. So basically that is it for what variable is, how to declare them, how to assign values to them, and then how to display them. Now, if we want to store them, for storing we can't come there now. We really have to go far before, because storing means you are not going to link to database with learn.
Okay.
Then you are looking at complete program now. And so you really have to look at the application side to understand all what is happening there. And then we will see how to push this 20 into database, pushing this into the database, bringing it back, deleting it, updating it, and those things. Now let's see something here. The answer we are having now is 1050. What is it? It doesn't make sense. So we can polish it a bit. Like the answer is this, or the area is. Just something description to make it a bit meaningful. So to do that, there are two ways, but I want to go the official way. So that description we want to add to the message. Let's put that description into another memory space. You understand? That description we are putting it in another memory space. So let's go to where we are declaring the variable. Top there. Then you will say let's say message, where we are declaring variable. The parameter, okay, you can change it to double. But one thing you also have to realize is double, it uses more space, more memory space than integer in saving information. And so if the values you'll be working with are not things you need double, you don't create double, you are wasting memory. You just create integer and use the integers. For example, if you are working with age and you know
you can't put age there, you can't put decimal.
Maybe you just want to ignore, and you just need the correct age is 20 or 21. You can say you have 21 and a half, and then you have to work with integer so that you can reserve memory. Other than that, it will create a big space factoring decimal places, but you are not going to use that memory space.
Making the
meaning finally when you finish, your size is increasing. So, or like memory consumption, when you run the program, you realize it's actually using a lot of memory, but you are not using all. The program is using, like the computer has reserved enough space for you, but you are not using it. So what we want to add to our message, like the area is, that one is just a text, it's not a number. So in declaring text, that one you say string, like instead of the double,
like
that is it in database, that is the varchar or car. So here you use the word, you use a string. Then it's the same as we've used double. So the next thing should be what name do you want to use? The memory, the string memory you are creating, you are reserving. How do you want to call it? The area, we call it area. This one we call it breadth. This one we call it length. This one we call it parameter.
With the message area, we are much interested in the last answers, right?
What we just want to do is, see, the answer is 1050. But we want what will come to the user should have some message attached to it.
Like area is equal to
1050 instead of just displaying
centimeters
or whatever you want. So that message is just what we want to attach to our answer so that it will make sense when it displays to the user. So we can say, let's say answer message, or like message. I call it message. Then we are done. So full stop. We are doing the same thing we did with the length. When we declare the length, we assign value. So now we create a message string. We are going to assign value. So you say message is equal to, then whatever you want to say. I am saying your answer is, or the area is.
So with that one, it's just like defining message is equal to, okay, bring message like this, then you bring equal to,
then whichever message you want to display.
Here. Say message is equal to, is it the answer or
any description
like
you want
area
to add
is equals
to the message,
like area. Can I bring the equal sign?
Yes, any way you want to display it.
Area is the answer. Will you bring it?
The area is, that is just what you want. Good. So now we are going to add that message to our display. This one. You see, when we calculated area, then we use it here. So now copy the message and then go to where you display and add that one.
Space. You give space or comma.
The space it uses here is that double thing. And so that double thing has to come.
I should put double thing.
Yes, anything you want to display, it has to have that double. Then your message.
Like this.
So run. There are a few errors we will see, but you run.
And then we add another, say centimeters, right?
Okay.
cm.
CM was not declared.
And we didn't define it here.
So that means you have to create another message and then put a CM in it. Declare another variable and put a CM in it. You didn't bring comma, and that message will have come to that error message. So just create another variable. It's a unit, so you can call it a string, then unit. That one is centimeter, so we are putting centimeter in it. Yes, yeah. So we can now use the CM, but we are expecting more errors. The more we correct it, the more we.
CM was not.
Okay, let me reproduce what you did here. First of all, string message. Then we said, how did you say area is right? Then the second one, we produce unit.
Okay.
Unit
is equal to.
Then unit is equal to CM. So this is what you did. One thing about string is every text, every string, that varchar we did in the MySQL, everything that we want to assign in quote. Every string you have to work with, you put it in quote, in the double quote.
Double?
Yes.
No single.
No single quote. So the CM should be in quotes.
And then
yes, so the area is should also be in quotes. That for integers you don't put them, for doubles you don't put them, but for text you put them in quotes. So let's run and see the error message we are getting.
CM was not in this scope.
That CM you've seen. Okay, so I wish I could be producing your error type.
CM was not
in
function main.
In function int main. That CM was not work. String unit. CM was not declared in this scope. I want to get your message on my screen. How did you do it? Let's say the message
double area, double breadth, double length, double parameter.
Okay, a minute. Let me just have what
string message.
So string message. Okay, after string message,
string unit.
There is string
unit.
I'm coming. Okay, string unit. So let's go. I've typed string message, string unit.
Unit is equals to
CM, right?
Yes.
And then which one again?
Message is equals to.
Okay.
Area is, they are all in inverted commas.
Yeah, I've done that.
Then we have length.
Length is equal to this. Okay.
Breadth is equals to 0.1.
Okay.
10 points.
So I think that I am getting area. Okay, well, I've not added the CM to my this thing. So after the message, you did see out again CM. I'm looking at the last one.
Yes.
I want to get your message here. Yes, CM was, but mine is 2. The area was not declared, but CM was not declared. Okay, double area. Okay, I think it's because of this. Okay, I've now gotten your message type, so we can move on now. That CM was not declared, right? Why is he saying that? Okay, let's take the centimeter and see.
Like
if just the message will display. But you see what came?
Yes. 10, 15.
Yes.
The crowd waiting like a computer and so on. Can't you also arrange it?
Okay. But the thing is, you see, it's so damp. What you will say is what it's doing. So if you did something wrong, it will just give you that. That's the garbage in, garbage out. So what should we do here now?
Is it not the arrangement?
Good. So the message should rather come first before the answer. So you just cut this one, display that one first before you display the area.
Okay. Like you cut, then you can. Momo area is
so this one should come first.
So this one you need to think. If you be a buyer, maybe answer not be here. So it's a secret here. A bit in the CM is so crab.
Okay, but you display these two and see, like step by step, to make sure every stage there's no error. Then we move on.
And go forward, so there should be like empty space. That is something like this.
So how do we get the empty space
between this message?
Okay, here.
Between, you bring like this, two inverted commas.
Two inverted commas.
Like this, then leave it like that.
Okay, let's run and see. You should get error.
Yes, before string.
It doesn't work that way. So what you can do, go and declare another variable for space. So we have to go and declare.
Let's run this.
The two and that's what counts, and there's no space between them.
Okay.
And so we need another variable up there.
That is
that's after the string unit. So we have string, let me say space, let me call it space. And then the next we assign value to it. Space.
No, this one is like everything you have to tell it.
Yes.
I understand. This is why you say that you are building something from the scratch.
From the scratch, yes.
I understand that. One can't.
No, it doesn't know.
Space. Yes. So you now come and say space is equal to, bring the empty.
Yes. Empty.
Then let's run and see. Expected even.
You didn't bring food.
This one has now become normal.
Yeah.
It's not normal. This one is just normal.
Yeah, you can now find the
I really check it. It didn't come.
It didn't work.
Oh, okay.
But have you used it?
Yes. So let me type space.
Okay, so let's go.
It didn't work. Same result.
Yeah, what I'm saying is you've gotten the space, but if you not add the space to your answer section.
Okay. So here, before the message and then the lesson we have, then you bring like this.
You've given that a name top there.
Space.
So you rather use space, the word space. You see the the space is inside that word already. You see, so it will replace it there for you. So we still see something that doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Area
still the same thing. Area is 1050.
1050.
So I was seeing say, and yes, I've vetted comments.
Can come in. No, mine I've not put space in between. If I put space, it should work. Mine is working.
Let me see. See, there was space.
There has to be space here.
Did you bring space between this?
Yours there's no. Yeah, there has to be space there. If not, you've not. This is just code you've done. So there has to be space there.
Yeah, that's
good. So.
It's like building a house.
Serious, like it's very interesting thing. Hey, it's very interesting thing. So if you remove the space and you run it, it will not work. It will not work. So you have to bring your
the
space.
Centimeters.
So now we can add the
centimeters.
So when we face the centimeters.
But that one is not going to once it has already been defined.
Yeah.
So it means That one will come after the area. Because the resources.
It's telling me I've not declared CM. Okay, I call it unit.
So area is.
I call it unit.
So after the area, unit is equal to centimeters. So I'll bring the unit, right?
Yeah, whichever word you use to save the word centimeters or like that.
Let me see this.
The computer will never think for you. You see, that it didn't declare CM.
So it will be units.
You rather put the CM into something. So
unit.
Is that thing you have to use.
Okay, it has not come.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is it. And let's just change the values and see the effect. The length, let's say the length is, let's say 56. The breadth is 48.5. Just put any values and see. Automatically the answer should change, and the answer should change accordingly.
What's the sound answer?
I use length is 56, and then breadth is 48.5. And then the 2716, right? Centimeters. So now you've done a program that calculates the area of a rectangle. So whichever figure anybody brings in the world, you just have to replace those figures with this, and the computer will automatically calculate the area for you. But you did all this dirty work. There is a whole way how to arrange all this so that somebody can just pick and put it in his computer. So that he'll just click on it, he'll put the area, he'll put the length, he'll put the breadth, then the answer will come. If you are building
the user interface,
if you are building let's say a calculator, you can create a button that will calculate area. So that button, when you click it, everything under this will run. Everything this code will run. If you need a formula that calculates like pi or like that calculates, that one will be another button on the calculator. When someone clicks, this code you've written will then run. So that is the whole concept of what we are doing. Now the next thing we have to look at is there are rules governing how to declare these variables. There are rules.
Let me keep this smooth. Or it will still be there.
It will still be there. You can press Ctrl S just to make sure it will not disappear again. So
if you use Ctrl S.
Really? No, it's supposed to say Ctrl S.
I've already saved this thing. New practice. Execute.
Let's see fast. And then press the run again. Execute and run. Let's see. If it's not saved, this will not even run. For safety, copy everything, Ctrl A, and then paste it in Notepad. So you know you have your things there. So now the next one we have to look at is some rules governing how to name these variables. One example, which is there are others like it will just help you. It's not like a must, you have to do it. example is instead of area, like instead of just typing A, A later it will not make sense. So we're using area instead of just A, and then we're using length instead of just L. We're using breadth instead of just B. So that is the first thing, like one of the things we have to consider. Use meaningful words or like meaningful names for variables. Use meaningful names. If let's say total salary, use the word total salary. That makes sense. Like TT or like use total salary instead of TT. And then you can use double, like double words. Like example is what I talk of, like total salary. Instead of let's say total, you can say total salary. Maybe that program you are doing this and also another total. So instead of just writing total, you can say total salary. Instead of like pay, you can say net pay. Now there is another convention, like your styling. Let's say the net pay. Is it like you write net, or like every word the beginning should be capital? Like net pay, the N will be capital, the P will be capital. Total salary, the T will be capital, the S will be capital. If let's say I create a variable and name it total staff salary, you see the first T will be capital, the staff, the S will be capital, the salary S will be capital. This is another convention. This is called camel casing. If you are using this style of naming,
like what I'm using, say area is right. So initial capitals.
But this one comes in if you are using more than one word, two or more. That's where you see the effect of camel casing. Even in the camel casing, some people choose to begin with small letter, whatever the word is, but all subsequent words should begin with capital letter. Now, another way mostly you will find in MySQL, PHP, C++ is instead of the camel casing, they use underscore in between every word. So instead of this total salary, you making the T capital and the S capital, you can make everything small letters. But in between each word, you bring underscore to separate those words. And mostly you will see this underscore style in languages that is case sensitive. Language that if you use capital letter,
access database like this, if you do not use the underscore and then you just be typing and giving your own, so it will give you problem at the end of the day.
Okay, so instead of switching between capital letter and small letter, that's why they try to use underscore. So by in that case, everything you should be typing should be in small letters. So where you want to bring differences, you bring underscore. But all these things is for you, the user. The computer don't care whether you use underscore or you use camel casing. Whichever is convenient for you, then you use it. Now, another rule which the computer actually care is your variable name cannot start with a number. The variable name cannot start with a number. Now, take for example, let's cut everything we have,
including the beginning.
No, leaving the main structure. Everything inside the int main. Let's cut it. Let's cut it. We need it. So let's declare any variable. Let's declare only area and give it a value. Let's say int. It can be int, don't worry. Int area area is equal to, let's say, 500, and then let's display it. And then display the area.
It won't come.
Why won't it come?
Mine did not come.
Yeah, then it should tell you some errors.
Okay, I didn't display. Expected initializer before area.
All those terrible things is telling you that you didn't end them. There's no full stop. You've not used full stop. So after int A, there has to be semicolon. After area, there has to be semicolon. After displaying, there has to be semicolon. The 500 is there. So now the area, let's start begin it with, let's say, 5, and then 5, and then 5. Add 5 to it.
To area here.
And beginning with 5. Now this is 5 area. So this is the how we are now calling area. Now let's run it again. Invalid suffix, right? You got that message.
So area on integer constant.
So you can use your variable cannot begin with a number. Now another thing is dash. Your area cannot begin with dash. Your variable cannot begin with dash. You see,
unqualified ID before.
So in short, your variable, it can only begin with A to Z. A to Z. So now let's undo till we get all the code. Okay, you just keep that one in memory, the one you cut. Just leave it there. But I will undo mine. So because I was typing the rule, so I will undo mine. So that begin variables with A to Z or A to Z or underscore, either capital letters A to Z or small letters A to Z. So it can begin with underscore.
Is it int? You type int, then you say A to A dash.
And they can be dash in
A to Z.
No, what I mean is, it can begin with A, it can begin with B, it can begin with C, it can begin with D, it can begin with anything up to Z in capital letters. It can begin with anything A to Z in small letters.
It's just a note.
That one is just a note. But it can also begin with underscore. So begin the area with underscore and see something. So if I take this one, I say int
underscore area.
Yeah, let's say area, and then underscore area is equal to, let's say, 10, and then this.
The 500 times.
Okay, so and then int area. Okay, I did 30 and I got it. All right. These are all questions. If like you were into the programming, you could be asked which of these cannot begin a variable. You can ask it. So variables begin with either A, capital letters A to Z, or small letters A to Z, or underscore. Anything else you can use. But what the 1 to 9 or the 0 to 9, you can use it in the middle of the variable. You can use it at the end of the variable. But you can use it at the beginning. So area, you can say area 2, it will work. If you add 2 to the end of the area, it will work. It works well. Alright, if you add it in the middle, it will work. Yeah, if you add it, just like the underscore too, if you put it anywhere in the middle, it will work. So that is some of the the basic rules governing when you are declaring variables. You see, but in the beginning it will not work. In the middle or at the end it will work. That is basically what it is. So now, one thing we also have to look at is variable declaration. We had if you type let's say int a, or let's say int distance, let's declare another variable int distance. So you see
we said that
you can comment everything and then just highlight everything and then press Ctrl and then the space bar no, from here, just everything in the int main. The int, we need it. The word int main, we need that one. It's things in between is what we are writing. So and then that one, that's another way of commenting everything in a fast way. So now let's declare another variable. Just things you want to, that's just what you comment everything. So let's declare distance
in the same calligraphy.
Yes. If you do things outside, it will not work.
So type distance.
Yeah, declare it as a variable it's a double. So and then assign a value of 100. And then display 100, the distance. Declare the distance, assign variable to it.
Distance is supposed to be
100. Okay, display it. Display the 100 distance.
Before.
There's no full stop. Now it's semicolon. The computer will not forgive you for even miscarriage as a written, whatever you do. Okay, so it is now displaying it. Now let's go back to that one. See what I'm doing here. This is the declaration. This is the assignment. This is the declaration. You are assigning value, so we call it assignment. Now see something. It's assuming these two are not there. Now I can just do this. That's the two things combined. You understand?
Okay.
Both the declaration and the assignment. You could do it
way.
And then run. Just run and see. You see? And so now let's go back to the initial code we did. The area we created. I said the area, the length. So the length, you can just create the length and assign the value. You can just create the breadth and assign the value.
Sort of typing double.
Going back. Yes. Go to next before you assign. So let's just correct all those ones. So the length is now, let's say 100. Parameter we don't know now, so we are saying 0. Length we don't know, we are saying 0. Breadth, let's say we are assuming is 89 or whatever figure. Now the message is now this.
You use length 100, right?
Yes, length 100. So this one should go away. The unit We have this one here. Please have a seat there. Okay, then space, we can just put a space here.
Double that is equal to 0.
We don't know that one yet, so
we need what break is.
Let's make it 100.
100.
And then the length is equal to, let's say 50. Parameter we don't know, let's make it 0. Message we know it, so just copy here and then just put it there. Up to the space. You don't need this one again. So just start copying from the export. Just for the message. That one should be there. Then just add it. Something like this. The same thing should happen to the unit. So we don't need this one again.
And this space.
So the space just after declaring it, just
unit. Go this one here. Space.
The space. So all these ones are going away. So go down, let me see. Do you still have the distance we declared? Other one is
have removed it.
So run this one, it should work. Run this one.
Hey, something is wrong.
So the unit is equal to, we didn't bring the equal sign. Unit is equal to, so run again.
This one
the area is, and so the declaration and the assignment, you can do it just one line. Okay, so I think basically that is it for, let's try and end it for today. We've come far. We've come far. So basically that is it.
I'm copying the this is what I will do. Call them.
So basically that is it. The assignment and the variable declaration, you can just do it one line, and that will make your code small. Okay, so let's see this one so that you can try your hands on it. So
What is the question?
I'm not framing it. In the trial application.
that I think declaring the variables and
assigning value to it
can be done together.
Okay, so let's see this. You can use any name at all you want. But let me just push it to you in mail. No, just one question. No, it's just like things you have to say, but the whole question is just
okay.
Or you can use
it on WhatsApp message.
My WhatsApp is typed because I can't use it on phone. I always have
this one.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
I can't connect. I can't connect. I've done that on my phone. Doesn't work. And here too, I can't chat. I can't type the screen. So sometimes I struggle, and then I was able to send one message. I think that was last week. I reset the phone, and I think there's something with the scanner. So if you scan, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So, but the whole thing is, someone is being paid for 6,000, and he pays 10 cedis towards Get Fund, 2 cedis towards Child Education Fund. So, this just display his
deduction,
his total, the amount he paid towards Get Fund, amount he paid towards the child education, and then you also display.
Because one the internet is not coming.
Yeah, that you can use any name at all. Let me see this one. Oh, you know what? I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you when I connect it. I think we are behind time, so let me call. I want to attend to my boss. So I think today you've done far. You've done a lot. You can have a lot to make yourself engaging.
Like
so many semicolons too.
Like I did in the MySQL. When I go more, try get some funny questions from.
That's
from this P1
no, it's about getting the basic ideas you can build upon, and that is. So I'll shoot this one to you. Or let me recommend this software to you. This Telegram.
I used to use that. I have an account with it.
It's very Telegram. Good. Yeah, it's very, very good.
Most people don't use it.
You don't care about people using it. It's the benefit you get from.
Is, you have to get somebody you can.
It's not for chatting only.
Okay.
If it's only chatting, you will say if someone
for chatting,
is.
So because of that, I decided.
No. Look, this is how do you call it? This is PC forum, Gig forum, web forum, books forum, so many forums I'm enjoying. So if there's nobody even there to chat me, there are a lot of things you can get it. And like Office, for example, I use the cable. So I don't care about my phone, whether there is internet on it or there's no internet. But for WhatsApp, you always have to get data here. It's very frustrating. If you're using cable at Office and because you don't have data on your phone, you can't use WhatsApp.
Download BlueStacks.
So I don't want to do it. I use BlueStacks in 2011. Why should I be struggling myself like that?
I don't use it.
They have a desktop app like this, WhatsApp too. Their biggest look at all this. You keep your money there for several months, and if that will give you profit, they will bring you 0 point something that they are running business. Like you've gotten profits, MTN. So I'll send to you. I'll send to you. Okay, then you communicate more.